Hello, my name is Madeline Sass, and I am wearing the gold beads to represent those that have lost a parent to suicide. I walk in honor of my dad, John Sass. He was the most vibrant, strong, empathetic, and hardworking man that I knew. After my mom passed, he took on the role as a single dad to 3 young girls. He showed my sisters and I what perseverance looks like in times of a struggle. He loved nothing more than running marathons, coaching sports, cycling, watching football, and being surrounded by his best buds. He was the best girl dad around. My dad also struggled silently with bipolar disorder and feelings of anxiety. He began to show signs of severe depression, like not eating, losing interest in activities, not being able to sleep, and feelings of hopelessness. He ended his life on March 22nd, 2018. Since that day, life has not been easy. It has been filled with good days and bad days. It has consisted of trying to figure out what the new normal looks like. I cannot speak more highly of seeking out a licensed therapist. My journey through grief since that day is not over, and it never will be. However, going to therapy has helped me work through my feelings, find a voice to share my story, and find hope for the future ahead. Last year was my first year experiencing the Louisville's Out of the Darkness walk. It was the most amazing experience. I was captain of Team Sass, and my team raised close to $12,000. We were the top team in the 2019 walk, and I was the top fundraiser with over $5,000 raised. It was so humbling to see over 85 people come and walk in honor of my dad. It truly showed how loved he really was. The walk was a perfect combination of honoring and remembering those that have died by suicide, while also providing support and resources for prevention. I encourage those that are struggling with mental illness and thoughts of suicide to reach out to a family member, a coworker, close friend, therapist, or your local AFSP chapter. Suicide is preventable. I look forward to the day where there is no more suicide in our world, and raising awareness, money for research, and walk in honor of those loved ones is the perfect way to come closer to that day.
Hi, my name is Gage Donahue. I lost my dad to suicide in 1976. I wear the white beads to honor my daughter, who was 19 years old, and I lost her to suicide on July 26th of 1992. On the first Saturday of November every year since 2002, I have been with friends, coworkers, family, all together to support suicide prevention, promote awareness, and to honor the lives of my dad and my daughter.
Hi, my name is Kirsten Moore, and I am a junior at the University of Louisville studying nursing, and I'm here today representing the bead color green, which symbolizes a personal struggle or attempt. And high school was a really difficult time in my life. I was in a really dark place. I struggled a lot with self-harm and suicidal ideation, and I had to be hospitalized 3 separate times for my own safety. And in January of my senior year, I actually attempted to end my own life by suicide. A lot of people, when they talk about surviving an attempt, I think they describe it as a well-lit path to a place of happiness where there is no sorrow. That might be some people's experience, but that certainly wasn't mine. Getting yourself out of the quicksand that is depression is a really, really difficult thing to do. It requires a lot of work, and it can be frustrating, it can be painful, and you have to be really committed to getting better. What's most important to remember about healing is that it's not linear, and on those days where you find yourself in one of those valleys of despair, you have to lean on the people that you love most and push forward, because over time things start to get a little bit easier. When I started my experience at U of L, that's when I really started to appreciate how beautiful life can be. And my sophomore year, I became the lead chair for the University of Louisville Out of the Darkness campus walk. And because of my struggles, I've been able to use my experience and my knowledge to help my peers at U of L. And working with AFSP has given me a purpose for helping others, and I hope to continue and do that as a nurse. You are strong, and being here right now shows how strong and resilient you are, and it's never too late to get help. And your story's not over. And as my semicolon tattoo reminds me every day, this is not an end of the sentence of your life. It is merely the beginning of a new phrase.
My name is Kathy Mckenzie, and I wear red in honor of my husband, Bill. We were married for 17 years when he lost his battle to mental illness in 2003. He was an active duty serviceman at the time, and he had a huge heart for helping people. He was always first to help others, whether it was climbing the roof at church to change the light bulbs, or be the only one who would sit down with our young niece on Christmas to play Pretty Pretty Princess and willing to wear the crown and jewels and all. Bill loved coaching baseball and spending time with his family. Throughout his entire life, he always supported everyone around him, and he loved and cared for us deeply, but he did not know how to ask help for himself. This is why I walk. I want to be a voice for hope and understanding, and to let others know that there is a safe place to reach out for help, and that there are people who want to help.
My name is Courtney, and I am representing the Tilled Beads today to represent support for a loved one who is struggling. I got involved with suicide prevention after my father took his own life in the summer of 2017. This was my first experience with such a close loss, as well as my first experience with mental health conditions. He was such a happy man that brought joy to many, and I truly miss him every day. My friends being there to support me in the healing process helped me cope with the loss of my father. It taught me the importance of community and showed me the love that we all have to give each other in our times of need. This is my third Out of the Darkness walk since his death, and I have learned that there are so many people who are still struggling with mental health conditions that could use this sense of community. I strive every day to support those who are struggling with their mental health, to let them know that they are not alone and that there is hope. I am proud to represent the Tilled Beads, to be there for my friends, family, and anyone who might need some extra compassion or a helping hand.
Hello, my name is Trisha Armenta, and I'm here today as the sibling survivor of Tony Bennett, my brother, who passed away October 27th of 2016 by taking his own life. Tony was not only my brother, but together with my sister was my triplet. While losing a sibling is never easy and is unthinkable in and of itself, we lost our brother, who we knew before we were even born and my parents even knew us. Tony was a smart, handsome, fun-loving guy who could light up a room at a moment's notice. He was our pillar of either being the Three Musketeers or the Three Stooges, depending on your perspective. In short, losing our brother has left a hole in our hearts that we struggle to fill daily. Tony's passing set our family on a journey of healing that we never anticipated. We had no signs that we would ever be on this journey and still struggle to understand the why behind it every day. That said, I speak for my siblings and my family when I say that our healing journey is to keep Tony's spirit and beautiful soul alive. In an effort to do just that, we started the Tony Bennett Memorial Foundation in his memory. Our healing journey helps keep Tony's spirit alive along with helping others. I pray daily that no other siblings in the future will have to wear these orange beads, which were his favorite color. I am honored to have had the opportunity to tell you about my brother Tony and how I, as his sibling and our family, still try to cope with his loss daily.
My name is Megan, and I represent purple beads for the loss of a friend or relative. My Aunt Linda was vibrant, loving, and beautiful, and to this day, one of the most kind and generous people I've ever known. She treated each and every niece and nephew like they were her own children. When we were kids, she wasn't afraid to be a kid with us. She would get on the floor and play, and she'd always come over with a different craft or activity for us and different snacks. And she was just the world's best babysitter. We were always so excited that Linda was coming to watch us. As we all got older, she continued to be the best aunt because she treated us with respect and as equals. She truly valued spending time with family and would look for any excuse to have a family get together. She was perhaps the best hostess on earth, as most of her parties would turn into 2 to 3 day events because they were so much fun. There are just so many things about her that made her a great aunt and a wonderful person. And on December 11th, 2014, she lost her lifelong battle with depression. I am the type of person that likes to take action and keep moving forward. But after her death, it was hard to do any of that, especially once the funeral was over. It was like everyone expected us to go back to our normal lives when we all had this huge hole in our hearts. That's when a professor introduced me to the Louisville Out of the Darkness Walk. In 2015, I walked with my family. We fundraised together and really came together in honor of her memory. It was very healing for me, and I wanted to get more involved and to help others. Since then, I've participated in dozens of Out of the Darkness events. I chaired the Louisville Walk for 4 years and the Kentucky chapter board for 2, before transitioning into a staff role last year. It means the world to me that AFSP allows me to honor Linda's memory and to help other families and to work to stop this leading cause of death. When I found AFSP, my world had been shattered. They gave me a mission, a purpose, a family, and a goal to stop suicide. I hope you'll join us, as everyone has a role to play in this fight. Take a step forward in your healing journey with me and help us create a world without suicide.
Hi, I'm Whitney Austin, and I am wearing blue beads today because I represent a supporter of the cause. I am also the executive director of Whitney Strong. It's an organization I founded to realize fewer lives impacted by gun violence. I'm here today because I am a big supporter of AFSP and the Out of the Darkness Walk, and the reason for that is very simple. Suicide prevention is gun violence prevention. You know, people don't know this usually, but approximately 60% of the gun deaths in our country are attributed to suicide. And as someone who survived a mass shooting, I know that one death is one death too many. I want to also say thank you to all of you in the world of AFSP right now. You inspire me so much, from the way that you show up every year at this walk in the face of great difficulty to the work that you do to save lives every single day. You inspire me, and I want to say thank you.
Today I'm walking in memory of my dad, Chief Warrant Officer Bill Mckenzie. At the time of his death in 2003, he had served for over 20 years in both the Coast Guard and the Army. Throughout his service, he won numerous awards and honors for his outstanding work both in the military and his volunteer work. One of these awards was the prestigious Military Outstanding Volunteer Service Medal given to him in 2002. He was also awarded a citation for heroic actions and valiant efforts by the city of Milwaukee for single-handedly rescuing a helicopter pilot after the pilot crashed into an embankment in Lake Michigan. My dad was a wonderful father, a husband, and a friend, and he's missed every day. His grin lit up a room, and his laugh always brought smiles to other people's faces. One of my personal favorite memories is going to Barnes & Noble with my dad every couple of weeks to read and just hang out at the cafe. He'd get a coffee, I'd get a lemonade, and we'd share a chocolate chip cookie. So I blame him for my love of books and reading. He fought for and served his country, but lost his battle with his mental health. The loss of my dad affected everyone who knew and loved him. I have volunteered with AFSP now for 5 years, in memory of my dad and in hopes that my dad is proud of who I've become. My hope is that AFSP's work will lead to a future where no one is ashamed of struggling and help is always available when you need it.